My boyfriend is all over me when I'm more distant, and as soon as I'm vulnerable and affectionate he basically forgets my existence. Affection imbalance in a relationship? I feel like there's an affection imbalance in my relationship. I'm not sure how to explain or what to call it. But basically it goes like this: I, 25F, live with my boyfriend, 28M, of 3 years. I am doing my own life. I give him a random kiss here and there. I'm not too affectionate, sort of like playing hard to get without really intending to. He's all over me, coming to see what I'm up to in the home office, kissing me, telling me how hot I am, wanting to have sex, seeking my attention and love. I then start to reciprocate that love, being completely vulnerable, and get very affectionate, kissing him, cuddling him, telling him I love him, doing nice things for him, etc. Then he basically pulls away, doesn't kiss me, doesn't hug me, doesn't cuddle me, as if we are two flatmates, not lovers. Then I become cold, start doing my own thing again, not giving him love, not intentionally but more because I feel betrayed for having given so much and then treated like I barely exist, so I no longer feel that love towards him. Then he starts being all cute again, coming to see what I'm up to, kissing me, all over me, etc. And the cycle continues like that over and over and over. Basically as if he gets his needs met and then just keeps me around for when he's feeling the need for love and affection again. Anyone have any insight to this type of situation? What's the problem here and what do I do about it? Too long didn't read. My boyfriend is all over me when I'm more distant, and as soon as I'm vulnerable and affectionate he basically forgets my existence. That's a massive red flag. I used to date someone, and every day I'd say to myself, I must remember to be horrible to Kevin today. If I wasn't horrible, or at least very cold, he'd start to be horrible to me. It was a real effort to make him behave pleasantly, and I hated who I was becoming to make him respect me. Kevin just wasn't ready for, or wasn't really interested in, a relationship with me. We need to kick the Kevins out of our lives, and find someone who actually likes and respects us to have a relationship with. Agreed. I feel like I need to hold back on my natural desire to show love, and it feels so wrong to have to do that in order to not feel hurt and taken for granted. Is your boyfriend a cat? Find a man who likes you better than the chase. I'm sorry you're dealing with this. It's not easy to be in your position. I'm a marriage and family therapist in training, and it sounds like your boyfriend might have some attachment issues, likely fearful avoidant attachment. I think couples therapy will help you find the balance you're looking for. He might also need therapy on his own, but the two of you will need to make systemic changes in your relationship if you want to have a healthy relationship. Good luck. The worst part is that he's lied to me a lot in the past about various things. As a result, when he does this pulling away thing now, I get suspicious as I have not regained trust yet, and it makes it so much worse for me to deal with. It sounds like some kind of attachment issue with him, meaning the only solution is therapy. If he doesn't have self-awareness of what he does, then, with his agreement, you might need to go with him to the first session to tell the therapist how his issue is manifesting in behavior. Edit: you might want to research fearful avoidant attachment to see if anything rings a bell, and if it seems like it's worth waiting around for him to do the work in therapy. My so, 31F, is well off. She is constantly buying expensive gifts for me, 25M, even when I ask her not to. For Christmas she wants to pay off my student loans as her Christmas present. However, we have only been dating for barely a year. Background: I have been dating a girl who let's call Trish for less than a year. We met at my friend's New Year's party. I will be honest, I was not really looking for a long-term relationship at first, as I had just got out of one. However, those thoughts rapidly disappeared. She is gorgeous, smart, and a dork like myself. The fact that she gets genuinely happy to see me means a lot. We have similar hobbies, and both work in tech. She very much has the dominant personality that makes it very hard for me to refuse her. But she isn't abusive or anything like that. There is also a fairly big age gap, but I really like her. Trish is well off. She was one of the first employees at a tech company that ended up being bought out by a larger one. I don't really know how wealthy she is, but I honestly don't care. While she does oftentimes spends a lot of money, several times she has told me money isn't an issue for her. She has also very much told me that she knows what she is doing regarding money. Monday was my birthday. She spent probably somewhere over a 1K on gifts for me. The thing is, they were all things at one point. I made a comment about it or something. She bought me a watch that I vaguely remember looking at back in February. I said it was a nice watch. So there is thought there. I tried to get her to return the stuff, saying this is way too much, but she 100% refused. For her birthday back in July, I made her favorite food and seemed genuinely happy with this, and specifically forbade me from spending money on her. On the other hand, I am poor. I got a master's in a useless subject, and currently work as entry-level software developer. I have a ton of debt, and frankly my finances were a mess. She knows how much of a mess they were because she sat down with me one day and basically untangled the mess, and taught me proper budgeting / investing / etc. Last night we were talking about Christmas, and what our plans are. Eventually it came to gifts, where I basically begged her not to spend anything on me forever, and that I cannot get her anything on the same level of what she bought me. She made a big deal and told me she didn't want anything like that, and she wanted her gift to be spending Christmas with me. Trish on the other hand said that her gift for me is she is going to pay off all my debt, so I can stop worrying about it. I really thought she was joking, but she is completely serious. Personally I said sure, because that is pretty awesome. I feel this is insane, and I genuinely don't understand. We have been dating less than a year. Everyone I have talked to has either said she is joking or lying, but I know she isn't, which makes me all the more confused. I am looking for advice. I really just don't know how to respond or handle this type of thing at all. I do genuinely really love spending time with her, and if she never paid a cent, she is still easily the best person I have ever dated. Can someone help me please? This is a difficult situation, so let's try to untangle all the threads. 1. How much debt do you have? Don't need a specific number, just say something like between $10,000 and $15,000. 2. Do you believe she can afford this gift? 3. Are you comfortable with this gift? 4. What do you think it will mean? 5. What are your top 3 concerns? / how much debt do you have? Don't need a specific number, just say something like between $10,000 and $15,000. Around $50K, most of it being student loans. / do you believe she can afford this gift? I believe she can, as she knows exactly how much debt I have. / are you comfortable with this gift? I don't really know. If it came from a family member or anyone else, I would accept it without issue. I guess to me, I am worried it will be something that will hang over our relationship forever. But at the same time, I have never seen her ever really be malicious towards me in any way. / what do you think it will mean? She said it would make her happy if I would stop worrying about pinching every single penny. I really don't know. / what are your top 3 concerns? 1. That this is going to be held over my for our entire relationship. I will always feel guilty about this. 2. There is something else going on, for why she is doing these things. 3. I am worried that if accept the gift, she will eventually feel regretful about it. I like her. Maybe say you're super grateful for the offer, but that you feel a little uncomfortable accepting such a huge gift when the relationship is so new, and ask to defer it to next Christmas, your birthday, 2-year anniversary, whatever feels comfortable. If you two are serious for the long haul, at some point the debt will have an effect on both of your lives, so if she can clear it, you'd likely both be happier and more free to make joint decisions. Wedding present? ? Wow man, sounds like you're living the dream. But in all seriousness, do you think you're bothered by this possibility because you feel like having money essentially thrown at you is emasculating? I know for some guys, despite how much they might love the person they're with, it becomes an issue, especially as the power dynamics may be different to what society thinks is normal. I hope that makes sense. I guess it's just something you gotta figure out within yourself. Other than that, if you're happy, this is the ideal situation. Some women also like being in control like that. Probably stems from her maybe not being well off in her childhood. But I don't think it's weird. Maybe set more boundaries and have a serious conversation about it, but also allow her to spoil you a little, lol. But in all seriousness, do you think you're bothered by this possibility because you feel like having money essentially thrown at you is emasculating? Honestly, yeah, I kind of do. It is a stupid thing. Personally, it just makes me in some way feel completely inferior that I am unable to handle my financial situation myself. Some women also like being in control like that. Probably stems from her maybe not being well off in her childhood. She is very much that type of person. However, I do know that her family does have decent money, so I don't think it is that maybe. I am going to have a serious conversation with her tomorrow. I guess my thoughts are so jumbled by this that I don't even know where to start. I don't have much advice for you, but one thing to consider is that she might be very wealthy, depending on her equity. For a normal person with some savings, $50K is a lot of money. For someone with $2 million in liquid stock assets, it's about 7 months of investment returns. My point being, it may seem like a crazy gift for you, but for her it's just like buying you a MacBook Air. This hard to imagine yourself in her place. But if she was an early stock option holding employee at an acquired company, she may be a millionaire several times over. If you had that much money, it wouldn't be that much of a stretch for you to knock out someone's debt to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars. This likely is no hardship for her. That said, for a lot of people who like their relationships to be balanced, it sucks to be on the receiving end of such unbalanced gift giving. It really puts the pressure on you. But she wants to do this thing for you to essentially buy you peace of mind, which is an amazing gift. You should let her do this and respect her sincere desire to do this for you. Yes, it will be a challenge to come up with a good gift on your side, but just remember, expensive does not equate to thoughtful. You can buy or make her a thoughtful gift or experience. Look, accept this money if you can see yourself with this woman for the long haul. Don't do it if you can't, because if you can't see a future together, it can change the way you see the relationship and make you build up resentment. This woman is in love with you, and in my opinion the way you write makes it sound like you're in love with her. If so, congratulations, not because of the money, because money comes and goes and only pops up in your mind when you don't have enough of it, but because you found love, which is much harder to find and makes you feel great in the best of times and better in the worst of times. My 28 meters girlfriend, 26F, thinks cleaning is the only important part of running a household, ignores that I do everything else. My girlfriend and I just moved into a house that we're renting, and we're having some friction in terms of chore breakdown. I do all the cooking, the bulk of the laundry, all the repair work around the house, and a decent amount of cleaning. However, my girlfriend was raised in a house where her mom went on a cleaning rampage, complete with unnecessary rage at the family who certainly did not deserve it, and cleaned the house top to bottom every single week, and also was raised to believe that a clean house is the most important part of life by far, if not the only important part. Which, that's fine. But there's also a hell of a lot of other stuff going on in a well-run house. We recently had another couple over for dinner, in our quarantine pod, and I overheard her mom telling her that if the table is set nicely, that's all you need. Which sounds like it's a joke, but I assure you it is not. I guess all the food and the functioning toilet, which was not functioning earlier that day, didn't register to her. And it isn't that I never clean. I clean the kitchen every day, the bathroom every week, and keep everything tidy throughout the house. The cleaning is split probably 60-40, her/me. But the other day, she said that because she cares more about things being clean, I feel like I'm going to end up doing everything in a house, which just grinds my gears. So my issue is that she doesn't really acknowledge everything else that I do that basically keeps the house running. I really hate vocally taking credit for things that should just be par for the course, but I also don't think it's fair for everything I do to go unnoticed just because I'm doing things besides scrubbing the floors every week. She'll wander through the house while cleaning, moaning that I'm the only one who does anything around here, while I am in the kitchen literally making 3 different meals for us, including lunch for her to take to work. She says that she knows and appreciates all the things I do around the house when I bring it up / force her to acknowledge it, but after that it's like it never happened, and she goes back to complaining about how it's all her. How do I approach this discussion that cleaning isn't the only part of running a house?